So, let's check and see if you are gonna have a message or something. I wanted to preface because I'm like really kind of fighting myself right now. I feel like I should do a reading, but emotionally I'm in a difficult spot, and there's been a lot of like upsetting scenarios going on. I've been like crying all weekend and stuff, so it could be like happening any moment type of thing. But I wanted to put a reading out there and hopefully we can see something positive. Okay, so we got the Five of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, so you could be creating some stability for yourself in a situation where there was difficulty. Okay, and look at that. Okay, you could be creating, you know, getting to a higher level of mastery within yourself and with what your own abilities are in comparison to the situations that you're dealing with. Okay, so you could be feeling like you're getting to a more stable position. All right, there could be major shifts and changes in your life, but you could be, you know, having the stability within yourself that you know you need in order to get through a situation. Okay. And you could be moving forward into calmer waters. Hi, Natasha. How you doing? So yeah, you could be moving forward into a more calm state of mind or environment. And you could be really feeling like you're learning what you need to in order to make this progress. Okay. So that's nice so far. I'm just warning you, like I said, about my emotional state of mind, or whatever it is called. Anyway, and I know, like, laughing, like I laugh when things are awkward and, you know, overly emotional. It's like a letting out the excess, I guess, you know. But yeah, I definitely feel awkward about me right now. So yeah, we got the Page of Swords and the Six of Swords. Okay, so you could be, you know, really finding the information or the insight that you need in order to move forward into a calmer state of mind or position. Okay, you could have been, you know, dealing with deceptive or manipulative qualities in a situation or people that you could be feeling a little more prepared for. Recognizing that you are not wanting to open up to certain situations, you could be using a discernment when it comes to what you're no longer wanting to open yourself up to. We have the King and Queen of Swords right here, so you could be, you know, with like-minded individuals, but you could also, you know, being discernment, having discernment when it comes to the steps that you're needing to take, navigating through illusionary situations. Okay, you could be feeling more stable, secure, and confident or grounded within your truth and within your awareness. And you could be moving forward onto the path that you're meant to be. Okay, there could be certain loss or you know, situations that had been possibly keeping you off of this path, but as you, you know, move forward in a more balanced way. Look at that. Wow. We got the Sun. Okay. The Two of Cups right here. This extra card, which I talk about, like you're leading yourself. And I got to cover this one. Justice in the World. Okay. So, you could be moving forward in a way that is leading you towards a more positive outcome. You could be, you know, uniting within devoted relationships and partnership dynamics, and you could be knowing how it is that you're wanting to lead yourself into this new position. You could be feeling like you have the emotional awareness, the logical awareness, and a sense of purpose. Okay, that is leading you towards balance, justice, truth, and clarity, moving you into new beginnings. Okay. There could be, I don't know, let me just see, I guess. I should bring it up or not. Whoop. It says that. All right then. There could be some type of relationship awareness, though, that you could be coming into, and a greater understanding of what's important. Okay, you could be faced with difficult decisions you may have been, you know, blocking yourself from, but there also could be this crossroads type of dynamic. You could be knowing that you're, you know, leading yourself one way or another. And at this time, you could be feeling like you are getting a greater balance within what your intuitive awareness is, and a deeper understanding in how to, you know, pour into a situation in order to create the environment that you're truly desiring of. Okay. And you could be feeling like you are able to take action when it comes to what had been lacking. You could be asserting yourself more intentionally and having a greater will or resolve to really create the environment that you are desiring of. You could be thinking about some type of move as well. And you could be having cooperation when it comes to certain challenges. You could be getting to a position where you're able to really express yourself from a more healed, joyful, and loving position. Okay, you could be feeling like you're reuniting within soulmate dynamics and having certain reconciliations, or you know, just being able to more freely open yourself up and give yourself lovingly. Oh, look at that. We got the Six of Cups and the Lovers right there. So you could be going from, you know, something that had been almost like a, you know, childlike desire to something that is like a full-blown intentional interaction. Okay, there could be this recognition of, you know, elevating what sense of importance a certain connection might be having. Okay, and you could be feeling like you're moving into a direction where you can be, you know, like I said, openly expressive with your love, but also you know, making choices and decisions not only for yourself but for others, and really kind of elevating and maturing. Okay. You could be you're getting to a position where you can, you know, be openly engaging in a situation that you feel would be fulfilling, and you could be having, you know, victory and success over certain I was gonna say heartbreak, but I said outbreaks and outbursts. So you could be having success over certain pain and difficulty that you're navigating through. And you could be knowing that, you know, where you're leading yourself is, you know, you could have battled through a lot of different difficulty, but you're leading yourself towards your long-term goals in a way that, you know, you had been maintaining an intention or purpose within. Okay. And at this point, you could be recognizing that you're having a more reciprocal energetic exchange when it comes to a more fulfilling home and family life. Okay, you could be feeling, you know, like you're getting, we have 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. You could be feeling like you're getting towards, you know, the long-term goals that you have in mind for your, you know, physical life, but also getting to a greater sense of fulfillment emotionally. And these could be like milestones as well. Okay, you could have taken your time going inward and really kind of getting to a greater recognition of what's important and how it is that you can bring this into your life. You could be, you know, more openly anticipating, you know, what your hopes and dreams are, you know, as far as coming into your life. You could be feeling like you're moving forward towards, you know, a truly positive and inspired and like a wish come true type of position. You could have done a lot of work on yourself and in your situation, maturing in different ways, getting to a more healed outlook, and integrating those truths and the work that you've done, ready to kind of receive what the outcome would be of that work that has been taking place. Okay. And you could be getting to a position where you are feeling a greater worth within the stability that you're forming within yourself and your environment. And you could be, you know, kind of more ready to present certain offers in a way that you're grounded within. Okay. You could be knowing that you're moving into a new chapter, aligned with your higher self, and also, you know, moving into more positive partnerships and team dynamics where you can build something larger together. Okay. You could be, you know, putting the work into a situation that's beneficial for all people involved, and knowing that, you know, as you're aligning with your higher self, you have the best of yourself to give into a situation in order to move you more intentionally. Okay, and there could have been certain situations that were left unseen that are now more easily able to be seen and, you know, recognized. Okay, you could be recognizing that you are on a more direct path than you had been previously. Okay, we got the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Four of Wands. So, you could be feeling that this is the emotional fulfillment that could have been, that you could have even been restricting yourself from achieving or accepting, okay? And you could be moving into a position where you're, you know, recognizing with this emotional fulfilling new beginning, you could be leading yourself into a more secure foundation, or let me see, structure, I guess, that you know, had previously not been able to have access to, or you know, hadn't had the experience within. Okay, so you could be feeling like you're moving forward in a way that is, you know, aligned with purpose and passion within your home, family, community, and, you know, friendships and all that type of stuff. So okay, you could be moving forward quickly and courageously towards a new abundant beginning or cycle, and you could be facing your fears in certain ways, also paying attention to, you know, your intuitive awareness and what you've been illuminated to. You could be recognizing what steps you're meant to be taking, whether it's, you know, kind of feeling secure with, you know, what it is that you have in like a domestic way, or if you're wanting to pay attention to your intuitive awareness and guidance. Okay, so it's kind of like there's a choice that you could be coming upon that is, you know, to stay secure within, you know, your own security for what you formed, or if you're wanting to kind of plan on stepping out of that environment and into a whole new type of scenario. Okay, we got the Two of Wands with the World right here, you know, that he's holding. So it's like you could be kind of knowing that you've built yourself up in a way where you can feel secure within the safety of your environment that you have, or you could be confident enough to make more plans in a outward way. Okay, so outside your environment, you'd be looking towards creating something new. Right. But either way, you choose, whether it's, you know, inspiration, passion, following your heart, you know, kind of moving into some type of new adventure. You could be creating more solid foundation for yourself. It's just a matter of like knowing what to release and what to hold on to. And there could be certain messages that are kind of needing to be expressed in order to move forward confidently. But once you know, take the action that you know you're meant to, you could be more confidently you know, within this message possibly. You could be more confidently walking away from what's no longer in alignment and really kind of moving forward towards what it is that you're wanting to manifest and create, and stay true to that position. Okay, so there could be a balance that's needing to be created, looking at things from a different perspective when it comes to anxiety, and allowing for a certain, you know, loving expression to transform the situation and close out cycles of pain and negativity, moving forward more purposefully and celebratory. Okay, so you could be needing to remind yourself that you have the strength within you, that you've, you know, done the work, that you could be holding your vision and expressing yourself from the heart in order to receive what you know is meant for you, and having more nurturing relationship dynamics, and having a, you know, more aligned, you know, a greater alignment coming into your life. Okay, so you could be feeling like as you are making certain changes, you could be, you know, really creating the environment that you're desiring of, but also aligning in the way that you're meant to. Okay, let's see. There's a lot of different situations the past, like, you know, weekend and, you know, day and morning that have, like, given me all these new conceptual awarenesses, I guess, that it's like the way that, I guess, society has been, you know, in Western society or whatever, has been navigating people through for, you know, however long and stuff. It's really kind of created this lack of awareness within the true importance. And we got the Eight of Pentacles starting out again. That's funny. So there could be, you know, taking us out of the rhythm of life in a way that is, you know, more falsified, I guess, where, you know, there's always something that's filling up our attention and, you know, what's, you know, important and all these things, but it's like they've been so skewed from natural life that people are kind of like, even though they think they're taking, you know, the right step in the right direction, it's almost like there's this I'm going slow motion again right now but there's this like lack of awareness that the actions that are being taken are really not taking you on the right path. It's just the kind of like the false path, I guess, you know, the fabricated path. And once certain things in life start to you know, kind of hit in different ways, it makes you reassess what really is important. And I guess that happens to everyone, but like it's just kind of sad to think that that's like, you know, the lifestyle that we're surrounded by, and until it takes some type of extreme event to you know, get our attention on what's really important, you know. And so there could be something like that that's going on where you're really kind of trying to see what shifts and changes you can make to get you in a more aligned position. And apparently we got the Eight of Pentacles and the Empress right here. You know, once you feel that you have gained the awareness and the ability within you, you could be, you know, the recognition that you need, you could be really moving forward into a way where you are receiving what it is that you're desiring of, what you know is meant for you. And you could be recognizing how you had been you know, navigating through difficulty and different battles and maintaining yourself and your position. But there could be, you know, certain shifts that are needed to be made when it comes to what is truly important. Okay. Yeah, so you could have been, you know, maintaining yourself throughout different difficulty, but you could be feeling much more inspired to move forward in a way that you can feel you're recognizing your abilities and your strengths more intentionally, and you can be staying true to what it is that you are, you know, working forward towards. Okay, you could be no longer wanting to open yourself up to undesired situations or opportunities, and you'd be wanting to move forward more intentionally with, you know, focus, you know, movement, action, some type of communication. And you could be moving forward in a way where you're receiving what it is that you're meant to be. You're moving, you know, on your desired path, and you could be kind of anticipating the changes, but also knowing that you are opening yourself up to a brand new world where there is much more purpose and passion. Okay. All right, so pay attention to your intuition when it comes to the message that you're wanting to express. You could be knowing within you that this is leading you towards, you know, true fulfillment emotionally, like a wish come true. You could be feeling that you're, you know, kind of breaking out of a mold in certain ways, and moving in a way that's healing your inner child, getting you back to more joyful and innocent state of mind, and, you know, reconnecting you with others. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Justice card right here. So you can be moving forward in a way where you're leading yourself towards a true balance in your life, and you know, abundant new opportunities or beginnings. You know, bringing this physically into your world, and you could be being able to make more plans, make your plans more intentionally with more loving intention. Okay. All right, and you can be opening yourself up to a brand new beginning, where you are, you know, having a more emotionally fulfilling new beginning, but also recognizing what it is that you're needing to separate yourself from in order to achieve this. Okay, so there may be a major transformation that you are navigating through, but you could be getting to a more stable and secure position within yourself because of it. Okay. Oh yeah. Right, and we got the Ace of Swords. Right, what? Ace of Swords, Three of Cups. Okay, so you can be moving forward in a way where you can celebrate your truth. Okay, and no longer, you know, deny yourself. I was like guided to read this one earlier and I forgot about it, but here we go. We got the Kipperish deck right here. And we got Divine Feminine. Okay, so somebody could be really oh, and commitment. You could be you know, aligning yourself. That's interesting. So somebody could be kind of recognizing you know, where their attention had been at different times, and somebody could be moving forward in a more divine way, moving in a way that they're also receiving a more prosperous and abundance situation physically. Okay, there could be a lot of healing that's going on. And like I said, with the commitment, you could be knowing what it is that you're wanting to focus your attention on. We got family right here. So, yeah, you could be having a greater sense of importance within, you know, the attention that you're needing to take. There could have been certain destructive elements that were going on, and you'd be wanting to create a more, you know, contented unit, right? We got child and family, so there could have been some type of separation or division, and you could be wanting to create a greater sense of closeness. Peter. Okay, let's see what we got here. So yeah. Somebody could be healing their inner child and giving themselves more self-love, getting to a more blissful state of mind. Somebody could have been dealing with other people's negativity. It says death magic right here. Okay, somebody could have been really kind of you know, having negative energies be forced upon them. But at this time we have healing. Okay, so somebody could be really embracing a more healed state of mind. Okay, somebody could be getting to a more mature position and paying attention to, you know, what it is that is attracting them, what it is that they are feeling strong love within. And someone could be, you know, really aligning their chakras, aligning themselves, and recognizing you know, possibly how they could be helping others or where it is that they need assistance within. But there could be some type of surprising conversation that may occur. Somebody could have been dealing with a false narrative or gossip, and somebody could be leading themselves into a situation where they're initiating within desired communication. Okay. Oops. Okay, let's see. So somebody could have been really kind of restricting their emotions, but at this point they're getting to a more purposeful position, really wanting to bring in what they know they're meant to be into their life, and, you know, feeling purposeful. Okay, we have divine feminine and got divine feminine, pathway, and divinity. Okay, so you could be kind of really aligning with your with yourself in a more, you know, divine way. You could be recognizing the truth in a situation within you, what path you're meant to be, and getting to you know, a more divinely aligned chapter. Okay, there could have been a lot of third-party influence, or you know, kind of what's the word, interference. But you could be coming to a position where you are really achieving and feeling much more positive with what it is that you have been working towards and bringing in. Okay, you could be separating yourself, or, you know, somebody could have been feeling stuck within false truths, and at this point you could be paying more attention to you know, the divine signs and awarenesses that you're receiving. You could be opening your third eye and really much more receptive to the divine guidance that you're receiving. Okay, so yeah, somebody could have been caught up within falsities, but at this point there could be a shift. And we got travel. Okay, so somebody could be you know, taking action upon themselves to go where it is, what they're, you know, where they're feeling they're desiring to go. Okay, you know, moving forward and feeling much more secure. Okay, there could have been some type, oh, look at some type of awakening and ascending. Okay, so somebody could be, you know, really going through divine awakening and, you know, elevating into the position that they know they're meant to be. Okay, somebody could have had certain entity attachments based on jealousy or envy, and they could have been allowing for you know, false guidance that was trying to detract or take away. Okay, but at this point somebody could be feeling more openly loving. Okay, they could be recognizing as we have divine masculine right here, as somebody kind of takes action within the divinely guided awarenesses that they formed. They could be navigating through different confusion or illusionary dynamics and move into a situation with real love. Okay, so let's go Usually I feel like when I'm doing these readings, like way more kind of like far away, where I'm like just observing what's going on instead of being here still, I guess, you know. And right now I feel like I'm like, you could be feeling like you're like too close to a situation in a certain way, if that makes any sense. But yeah, right now I feel like I'm just like blah 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 blah. So hopefully this is helpful. Yeah, somebody could have been dealing with a lot of emotional pain. But as long as you maintain the faith. Who dat? Hold on. Oof. I'm doing a reading. Yeah? You think? You what? Huh? Okay. All right. So somebody could have been dealing with different emotional pain, but as long as you maintain the faith within the relationships that you know you're entering into, or within the guidance that you're receiving and the position that you are, you could be really kind of combating whatever negative intention other people might be putting upon you. And you could be at this point kind of more openly expressive of your truth in order to shift and change things, create certain endings, and enter into new beginnings. Okay. Excuse me. You could be moving into a position where you're feeling, there's a trusting awareness within certain messages that you're receiving. And you could be feeling unbothered by, what you've been navigating through previously emotionally, knowing that you have protection going forward as you are aligned. Okay. Somebody could be kind of monetarily focused, and they could be kind of seeing how this alignment would bring them into a more prosperous position, but there might be a need to pay more attention to what type of energy it is that you're, bringing into your life or grounding in that had been lacking. Okay, so there could be this this kind of like true stability that you can feel within a true connection, instead of just like a numbers game with paper, right? So like there's this recognition of what you could be really receiving of within a partnership and devoted and loving relationship dynamic, in comparison to what the money, monetary influence would be. Okay, so we have this kind of difference right here, where there's you could be dealing with a karmic when your focus is on of the world type of qualities, and you could be somebody could be recognizing the difference between what it is that they're receiving of in comparison. Okay, so somebody could be focused more on, people and relationships rather than things. Okay, there could be major changes and upheavals that are occurring, and it could also be creating a balance energetically with what it is that somebody is allowing themselves to focus on, or feeling of importance in their life. Okay. All right. Somebody could have been having some type of spell work done in certain ways, and spell work could be anything. It could be, spelling is, saying saying words and stuff. It's like what you allow your energy to be, you know, around or a part of, it permeates into, you know. So it's like when somebody is having negative intentions towards others and, you know, wishing pain or harm or whatever, you know, like that is creating more instability in, you know, not only your life, but the lives around you. And somebody could be kind of paying attention to, you know, what type of influence they could have been a part of, or they could have been, you know, initiating within, I guess. But at this point, somebody could be getting to a greater sense of truth within the, you know, what they had been bound by or confined within, okay? So there could be a major transformation or transition that is occurring, and somebody could be kind of feeling that it is a true gift that they're opening themselves up into, okay? Somebody could be blocking lustful outlooks and moving forward towards, you know, desired commitment, okay? They could be feeling that there's divine timing at play, and they could be feeling like there is a need for, you know, somebody to take action before this is an opportunity that is taken from them, okay? But we have ancestors and north node, so somebody could be feeling like they are supported and guided and moving purposefully into this new beginning, creating a greater sense of stability and navigating through, you know, spiritual awarenesses much more easily. Somebody's getting to a more successful position with the actions that they're taking, and they could be wanting to, you know, work more intentionally towards the love that they're wanting to express, okay? Somebody could have been dealing with a lot of abuse or projecting a lot of abuse on other people when they were in a more karmically aligned position for themselves or within a community, okay? And they could be kind of having a lot of opposition when it comes to healing. There could be people who are really trying to take away their energy and power and what it is that they can be, you know, manifesting. But at this point, we got a rising star right here that is making changes. We got a twin flame. So there could be, you know, major shifts and changes. Other people might not be, you know, too happy about it, but at the same time, somebody could be feeling like they're moving forward in a way that is, you know, creating a stability physically in their life and allowing for them to move forward more purposefully with what it is that they're wanting to create and bring into the world. So somebody could be, you know, aware of the, you know, past situations, wanting to create a greater stability and move forward more intentionally towards their, you know, future dynamic. Okay, and let me just see what's on here. We got the Fool, the Hangman, the Two of Pentacles. So somebody's creating a balance within themselves, you know, trying to look at things from a different perspective. They could be surrendering in, you know, restricting themselves from, you know, let me see, basically from blocking their own healing, okay? So somebody could be now allowing for a greater level of healing. They could be more intentionally navigating through conflict and wanting to pay more attention to what they could bring into a situation, a partnership and team. And somebody could be feeling that they are, you know, really kind of leveled up in a lot of different ways, matured, and could be more steadfastly moving into a new beginning. Really feeling that they're leading themselves towards success, victory, and greater alignment within their divine masculine and feminine, and, you know, moving forward more purposefully in a way that is, you know, just, I guess, like really aligned in a way that it's meant to be, instead of, you know, denying the truth, okay? I gotta go, but we got union and power, innocence, transformation, steadfast. Yeah, somebody could be really kind of feeling a greater sense of intention when it comes to moving forward towards, you know, utilizing their own power and uniting with where it is that they're meant to be going. Okay. Oops. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Okay, so there's a need to clear your energy, okay, and get to, you know, focus on the splendor, okay, in your life. You know, you could be exploring more easily your truth and getting to a more fair expression, okay. You could be feeling righteous within your inner knowing, and you could be surrendering into a situation that you feel has been sustaining and empowering you, okay. Somebody could be steadfast within a transformation. They could be persevering towards order and peace, and getting to a more comfortable and contented position, okay. Somebody could be knowing that they are, you know, they could have gone through a lot of difficulty and, you know, devastation or destruction, but at this point, you know, they've persevered or will be persevering into a situation where there's a lot more, it's much more fruitful, okay. Somebody could be healing, navigating through a spiritual quest, and getting to a greater faith and wisdom within the guidance that they're receiving. Somebody could be moving forward, making choices that are leading them towards enlightenment, okay. They could be getting to a greater level of understanding within the darkness, and really being able to transmute that energy more easily and openly and intentionally, okay. So somebody could be, you know, as they move forward more innocently into new beginnings, they could be recognizing that they're achieving what it is they're desiring of. They're receiving the divine support, and they're going through a major, you know, personal transformation, okay. Somebody could be prioritizing and having a greater sense of passion when it comes to their spiritual practice, getting a stability and equilibrium, a greater sense of completeness, and maybe getting the courage that they need. Okay, they can be feeling renewed, a greater sense of renewal, and moving forward towards this union, and feeling more secure and powerful within it. Okay. All right. Hopefully this helped. I didn't cry. Yay. Holding back a little bit. No, not really. I think I'm not all cried out, but I, you know, it's not right there anymore. So, anyway, I don't want to talk about it, but, hopefully this helped and is, you know, something you needed to hear at this time. Okay. Have a good one.